Does your child dream of participating in the hearing world?
Yes, she does.
You think that's a very important part of her dreams?
I think so, yes.
I have always felt also that with a child with a handicap, every one of their accomplishments is really a triumph. And in a sense, having a handicapped child is really more rewarding. I know it sounds strange to say that. Every word at the beginning, especially, was a triumph. You know, the elation lasted for days and days over the fact that after all this teaching and talking and working at that, finally the comprehension came. These are the seeds of dreams. Classical ballet's storybook world of swan queens and handsome princes is the image firmly planted in all our minds, and every young girl dreams of growing up to be a ballerina. But we do not see perfection in motion. Young bodies move awkwardly. The grace and precision of a ballerina takes many hours of hard work to develop. Turning the dream into a reality is never easy. And for these aspiring ballerinas, there's another factor to consider. They were born deaf.
I thought I decided what we are doing.
What we are doing, Kelly, is number 3. Number 3 is the tendu simple.
I'm Beverly Sills, and this is the Joffrey Ballet's pilot program for deaf dancers. The weekly classes for 8 to 11-year-old girls gives them access to a world which up till now has been denied them. The Joffrey program gives them the opportunity to pursue their dreams, dreams to which every child is entitled.
Back and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5.
The program, now in its second year, was conceived by Edith Daddario, director of the Joffrey School. It's funded by the Office of the Mayor of New York and the New York City Youth Board. The class structure for Joffrey's Ballet for Deaf Children was developed by Meredith Baylis.
All right, we're going to do the pliés, right? Pliés. Watch my mouth. Pliés. All right, arm. 1, 2.
Baylis, head of the scholarship program at the school, was formerly a ballerina with the Ballet Russe de Monte-Carlo. She has taught classical ballet to hearing children for more than 15 years.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. Up. 2, 3. Open. And. Tendu. Heel. Tendu. Heel.
The major problem teaching this class is communication.
1, 2, 3.
Baylis uses a lot of body language. She can't turn her head away from the girls. They must be able to see her face at all times. However, the rudiments of the teaching method remain the same. This is a classical ballet class, and the French terms are used.
Nice demi-plie.
With the hearing classes, the teacher doesn't have to be nearly as animated. She can teach from the center and give them verbal commands. The girls can face the bar, and she's still able to communicate with them. She can get their attention by calling their names and can correct them during an exercise.
Turn around, Susu. 1 and 5th. It's number 2 me.
With the deaf girls, Baylis first must get their attention. In order for the class to function, they have to focus on her or on one of the hearing assistants.
Me. Right? Number 7. Right? 7.
Special equipment for the class includes quadraphonic speakers, which amplify the piano and provide increased floor vibrations, and a blackboard, which lists the exercises both by name and by number.
1, 2, 3,
First, Baylis executes the exercise. Then she gives a visual count to show the girls what the rhythm will be. They begin the exercise and watch Laurie and Annie for visual reinforcement. Laurie and Annie are older hearing students who have been part of this program from the beginning.
Stop. Turn around. Fifth. Ready? 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Out.
The teacher can't correct them in the middle of an exercise. All corrections are made after they've completed the exercise. This slows the class down, and subsequently their attention wanders. Corrections and explanations have to be creative.
I need tall.
And Baylis is constantly looking for new ways to communicate.
Always hold. Don't, right? Tall. Mm-hmm. You got a cold? Look at that. First position. No, first. Up. Yeah. What's this? That's it. Your position, right? Mm-hmm. How about the Kelly? The feet. More. The feet. Strong. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Anna.
What can happen?
I know. Go to Laurie, and Laurie will help you with the step.
During the center floor exercises, the hearing assistants provide individualized help when it's needed. And if there's an explanation that Baylis must handle, she stops the class entirely.
Miriam, come with me. David, play something with a strong 3 count. Put the hand with the piano.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Ready?
Good. It's very good.
1, 2, 3. Good, Miriam. Good. Kitty cat and seesaw. Right now. No. Kitty cats, pas de chat. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready? You know it. Right. Are we ready? Annie, get them in line. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Kitty cats. And open. And up. Open. And up. And your kitty cat looks like a frog. Your kitty cat looks like a frog. Go on. All right, now, today, we start a new step. First, I will show you the step. Watch my feet.
The interpreter for the class, Marianne, is a very important part of the teaching process. She saves Baylis time by signing detailed explanations and instructions for the girls. And Marianne keeps the teacher informed of what's going on all of the time. Any problems or confusions on the part of the class are made clear.
We will do it with Laurie, with Annie.
Marianne is also helpful in encouraging the girls to verbalize.
The word
And verbalization is one of the most important parts of education for the deaf.
PK. And BK turn. Can you say it for me? One, two, three, four. Up, down, around.
Another important part of the process is the use of video. The classes are taped, and the staff critiques them and works on refinements.
All right. That's where you girls have to go in there and touch their knees. Yeah. No, to start. On their first step out. You know, when you start them, just put your hand over their knees, straight. And then, Marianne, so that when we're working, then you'll be over my shoulder. For those that are waiting for their turn, they'll be picking up from the sign corrections from you. You know?
Could save time.
Yeah, save a lot of time, and these girls, sorry girls, gonna have to work harder, right?
And in keeping with one of the program's goals, which is the exposure to all facets of the world of classical dance, Arpino has arranged to show the class one of his own ballets. It's called L'air d'Esprit. It's the romantic evocation of classical Russian ballet, and it conjures up all kinds of sylphs and nymphs and spirits. What do these children really hear? They can feel vibrations through the floor. This is a simulation of the sound they can feel. Less than 8% of all hearing-impaired children have no residual hearing. The rest hear in varying degrees. This is an average sound added to the vibrations they feel. The hearing aid will boost the sound to this level, but sometimes adds distortion. Their world is not filled with sound, yet it is not silent. I'll start with the brown ones. How has this class affected your child?
It's affected us in many different ways. Debbie only started the ballet program less than a year ago, and already has made tremendous strides in the ballet program herself, and she has brought that over to the rest of the family. Even the two brothers are learning ballet steps.
Why did you put your child in this class, Mrs. Siegel?
Well, because I felt that it was a good program that she could be involved with the hearing children and the deaf children, that she wasn't felt that she was left out and just in the deaf world. She felt that she can get into the hearing world and participate in the program as well as the hearing child was. Because when she was young, I put her into the class before, and she felt that she was withdrawn because she was the only child there that was deaf. And then when I heard that Lexington School had said there was a program for the deaf children to learn ballet, I was very thrilled with that. And when I told her there was somebody there to interpret for ballet, and she said, really? I can really go into the hearing world and learn to ballet and to dance? And I said, yes. She was very thrilled with it. And she's still thrilled about it, too.
Does your child dream of participating in the hearing world?
Yes, she does.
You think that's a very important part of her dreams?
I think so, yes.
Now, over here, we have Dr. and Mrs. Bernblatt.
Right.
And you are hearing parents, obviously.
Correct. Yes.
And your daughter goes to a hearing school?
Yes. She functions as a hearing child, though she's profoundly deaf. And we were very excited about the Joffrey School of Ballet for the Deaf because it gave her an opportunity to be with the deaf children.
I'd like to ask you, as hearing parents, what special problems a deaf child has in a hearing family?
I think the biggest problem is being included in everything that's happening. We sit at the dinner table and we talk about what happened during the day, and it's easier to talk to Peter, who hears me, than it is to, include Debbie in everything. So I think that's the biggest thing, remembering to sign every time we talk and to explain things.
Especially at the dinner table when you have one hand on a fork.
Yes. Yes, and I remember when my daughter was growing up that I had 3 stepchildren and a younger son. And it was very difficult with all the voices going at once to remember that there's so much confusion for a deaf child when all the children are talking at once. And the tendency for that child is simply to withdraw because it just is too tough. And my stepdaughters were very, very helpful in that because they sensed her retreat immediately. And we all started to punch home at Muffy and not let her withdraw. And I think it's paid off now because, for one thing, it established an extremely close relationship. I think the relationships between the girls were closer than it would have been, in a sense, had she been a hearing person, because then they sort of take her intellect and whatever for granted. I have always felt also that with a child with a handicap, every one of their accomplishments is really a triumph. And in a sense, having a handicapped child is really more rewarding. I know it sounds strange to say that, but when you have a child and the first word out is mama and papa, for about 3 hours you're terribly excited, then you run and call grandma and you say, listen what you just said, and then 3 or 4 hours later we're waiting for the next word to come, and what have you done lately? But with children like this, every word at the beginning especially was a triumph. The elation lasted for days and days over the fact that after all this teaching and talking and working at that, finally the comprehension came. One of the advantages of being part of a professional school such as the Joffrey is the access to leading choreographers.
Great.
Gerald Arpino is choreographing a work for 2 of the deaf students.
Now, wait, okay. It's good, but it's not honest. No.
how can I start?
No. You got to love the doll. You have to be... Yes. Yes, you must hug the doll as well. When you see her and you give her the doll, yes? Down, Debbie, come. Do it again. Very good, though. When you get up, look, babes, come, Anna. When you stand. Right. Let Cammie and I show you this. Watch. Okay, now, I come, yes? I do Cammie, yes? I sit down. And you take the hand like this, yes? And skip. This is good. This is very good. Here, show me that now. You made a mistake, but you corrected it. Yes. That's right. Good. Terrific. That, David, slow that down. Pick them up on that.
The goal of the program is the eventual integration of these girls into hearing classes. After 3 or 4 years in this program, hopefully they'll be ready to make the transition. Every child has the right to her dream. We're now talking to Debbie Bravin and Anna Barenblatt and our interpreter, Marianne Glusack, and my daughter, Muffy Greeno. I'll talk to you first, Anna. Have you enjoyed being with the girls who are deaf since you go to a hearing school?
Yeah. But I go to private school, but I'm the only person who is deaf. But some girls are unfriendly, and some are very hard for me to understand with other people.
My daughter Muffy also went to a school where she was the only deaf person, and also had a little trouble because it was difficult to communicate with the other children. But she stuck it through, and I think she enjoyed it. And I think as you get older, the problem of communication, it will become less and less. Now, let's talk with you a little bit. Can you hear the music?
A little bit.
What do you hear? What do you feel when you're dancing?
I feel the banging. I feel the vibrations. I feel the little notes, the high ones.
You feel the rhythm?
Yes.
How about you, Anna? Can you hear any of the music?
Yeah.
How much?
I hear it well, and I'm happy for the tune to the count 1, 2, 3, I can feel the vibration on the floor, and I heard both ways.
Muffy, when you were in school, they didn't have classes like this.
No.
Did you take any dance at all?
I took ballet when I was 7.
You did? Where? Where was I?
Somewhere in Boston.
In Boston?
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember. My goodness. Could you hear any of the music? How did you get the rhythm?
I could hear the rhythm, just like feel the vibration.
From the floor?
Yes.
Debbie, would you like to grow up to be a ballerina?
Oh, yes.
Would you?
Very
much. Why?
Because I love dancing.
Funding for this program has been provided by grants from Manufacturers Hanover Trust Company. Additional support has been provided by the Nate B. and Francis Spingold Foundation and by the members of 13.